I'm here.
First
It's
time
time for
doing.
our. I know we're going to talk at the same time.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it's good to be here. This is my first time in our third tech update. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So we're gonna run through everything that we have going on from last week. A lot of continuations of things that are in progress, but a couple of new things as well. A lot of fun stuff going on. So
Excellent.
yeah. So the smart contract development is still in progress. I'm working on some of the uh, consensus issues around, in particular, um, allowing transactions to create Coinbase transactions, because allowing smart contracts to create Coinbase transactions, just because that's a very sensitive sort of thing where you are, essentially arbitrarily letting miners insert transactions into the Coinbase, and you have to make sure that nobody's going to be cheating. So that's I'm focusing a lot on that.
Yeah, definitely makes sense to be thoughtful about that and get it set up as best as can be in advance.
Yep, yep. There's just a lot of little details, and unfortunately, we are actually having the minor rewritten for the YIMP integration, which I'll cover a little bit further. But we're going to have it rewritten again when smart contracts come in. So I just want to get this
Ah,
one. Yeah.
so is the rewritten miner also still going to have CPU support, or have you not really decided yet?
It has CPU. Is it actually specifically for CPU? Because YIMP only does CPU validation on the mining pool. So it will definitely be CPU. The guys working on the GPU version, last night we were going back and forth quite a bit on it. So, but yes,
Okay.
it will definitely have CPU. It has to. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
It's still a viable way to mine.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we'll have to. We'll have to use it in terms of anytime that you're going to hit a pool, you should use it. So we're just going to publish a new binary for everybody, so it's not confusing. I think.
Okay. Great.
Yep. So proof of storage. I know, as everybody knows, I've been a little bit sort of shy about this because I'm not sure of the use case. I felt like um, commercial adoption of distributed storage is maybe a little bit of ways off. Uh, I read a couple of articles recently that actually indicate there is some commercial adoption happening now, and that led me to think that there's going to be sort of this snowball effect where, if you're paying, I don't know, 8 cents for S3 or 12 cents for S3, and you can get, distributed storage for 4 cents or 3 cents, at some point, to be competitive, you're going to almost have to move to this. Either Amazon's going to have to cut their price by
Yeah.
70%, right? Which is probably not going to
Right.
happen. Or there's going to
No.
become this sort of these two societies, right? One where early adopters and people who are on the bleeding edge are going to start to move towards this to be competitive.
Yeah.
So
Things often work out that way. There's a kind of a trial period for new, less expensive technology, but once it has kind of proven itself, people start to move to it because why pay more for the same thing?
yeah, well, and you almost have to, right? If in some
Yeah.
sector, terabyte of storage costs this, and that's a
Yeah.
big piece of your cost. Like, how do you be competitive if you're paying 3 times as much as your competitor? So,
Exactly. Somebody's going to do it first, and then they're going to have the advantage. And
yep, yep, yep.
yeah.
So,
Well,
so
great.
uh, yeah, so I do have the raid. We're gonna do a raid 6+0 duplicate. So it's basically 24 slices. And I'm going to, and so in the 24 slices, you can have up to 3 failures on of those 24 parallel. Before everything goes away, and so I'm thinking maybe we'll just like triple that, and we'll say each piece will go to 84 nodes, and so then you'll have like triple redundancy, basically, or double, triple redundancy almost, right? It'd be nearly impossible to lose a file.
Yeah. I think having extra redundancy definitely makes sense starting out because, I think a number of the people who are going to be running this are not going to have 24/7 uptime, of course.
Yep.
And, it's a lot of it will probably be to start home computers on home internet connections. And so having extra redundancy is, I think, key.
Yep.
Uh,
So we'll have to launch with a minimum of 84 nodes. So we may need to do some marketing and some incentive, frankly, some airdrops or something like that to get people interested.
yeah. Is that adjustable later, by the way? The level of redundancy? Or is it set once you start?
I mean, because the rebalancing has to look at for each file how many parts how many parts of it are available. That's going to be kind of hard coded. In particular, when you do RAID 6+0 striping, like that's got like an arithmetic calculation to doing the stripe recovery. So you could say maybe split it more than 3 ways. Have more than 3 pieces of redundancy, but I don't know that you could like say instead of RAID 6, it's RAID 5 or something like that. I'm not sure that would be possible.
Well, I just meant like instead of 84 nodes to start, well, as you were suggesting, starting with, dropping it to 42 if it seemed like that level of redundancy wasn't needed. Is that an easy change later, or it's not really possible?
Oh yeah, that could definitely. I mean, the minimum you could do is 24, right? With the design that I'm contemplating, and then it would be either 24, 48, or whatever the multiple is there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But
well, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be, there's definitely work to be done there, but it's great that that's still present in your thought process, and yeah, looking forward to seeing more as we get down the road a ways.
Yeah, and I think sooner than later, because I think that the big players in this space are starting to get cemented, and people are making decisions, and like getting connected to people. And there's a little bit of technology because you have to build the ability to interface with the virtual storage, and people
Right.
are building APIs, and then other people are using those APIs and building their systems around them, and so you kind of want to be in that.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit about how some of the existing S3 APIs aren't really fully supporting it, even though they say they are. So that also is, I guess, a nice little spot to potentially get an advantage by having excellent integration.
Yep, making it easy. So originally, I had thought that proof of storage would be using smart contracts to do sort of the doling out and collection of fees and stuff. But I'm now thinking maybe we just do like a bespoke implementation without smart contracts, just so that we can be earlier to market. That's the part that I've been sort of working through this week, thinking about how to do that. So,
well, great.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What's next?
Yep. So we got some game studios that we're talking with. We've got on our board several people who are connected to the gaming industry, and people we've also partnered with as third-party developers to create our cryptodes. And so those people are continuing to have discussions. We just had some email exchanges this afternoon regarding a very high-profile developer who is looking to launch an NFT for a very high-profile YouTuber. So I think we're going to get something on the boards this week. We're looking at it for a call. So yeah,
that's amazing. So besides Total Mayhem or Cryptodes, there's 2 other game things that are already potentially in the works. Not to mention the tech space and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible how many things are going on at the same time here.
Yeah, we got a lot of moving pieces. Yep.
Excellent. Of course, then there's Isle of Trials too. Is that still being worked on, or?
I haven't spent any time on the front end piece. I've the last 8 or 9 days have been spent building all the back end APIs that will support really any game. So the ability to transact crypto for a product against an API in a fairly seamless way. That's all the stuff that I've built on the back end. You'll see that in the text-based MMO, which is connected through a Discord bot. But really, that API can talk to anything. So I had put together a very simple Metaverse demo, which you can find on the itch.io website for Dynamo, and that has some really cool multiplayer aspects to it. You can go in and chat and see each other walking around. I'm going to use that paradigm to with the assets of Isle of Trials to create the MMO. So I've really been working on the back end of it. I'm going to get back to the front end in the next couple of weeks.
Excellent. Is there any thinking yet behind the text-based MMO, just the base engine of that, if you will, being ready to, have other games built?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what the conversations with these other game studios are about. That's the quote unquote game platform that we're looking to together to make it easy for people who write games to crypto enable them.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what about the NFT pre-release?
Yep. So just got the artwork this morning for all the crypto. We're using cards basically because that's a familiar medium for people in terms of like the way that Axie works or many of these other NFT play to earn games. So I have 15 different backgrounds and 7 or 8 different toads and all the different abilities and weaknesses and powers and all that kind of stuff. So I think what we're going to do is sort of a generator. So when you go to the website, you will pay some amount of wrapped Dynamo, and it will randomly generate a card for you based on the background and the power and whatever else. And depending on the amount you pay will be the chance that the card will be common or rare or epic or legendary or whatever all the different types that we have are. And my thought is to issue these on basically a bonding curve. So it'll be like the first 10% of them will be 10 Dynamo. And then the next 10% will be 20 and 40 and 80 and whatever. And the higher the price, the better the chance that you'll get an epic or a legendary or something like that. So it'll create, I think, it sort of gamifies the acquisition of these things. So that's kind of what I'm noodling with. I've got all the foundation in place. We can use Open MetaMask. I got all the integration with our token. That's all working nicely. Like I said, I have the artwork here. I just need to think about if I'm going to pre-generate them or if I'm going to randomly. And I'm really leaning towards randomly generating.
Yeah, that does sound fun. Yeah. Is there already a known number of how many possibilities of, combinations of elements there are, or how many cards there could be based on the elements?
It's in the hundreds of thousands to millions for sure. I think the first minting pre-release we're going to do, most of what these people do is 8888 because 8 in Chinese is a very lucky number, and a lot of this goes towards the Southeast Asian market. So that's just a kind of a familiar paradigm that, right? So I think the initial offering will be that number, but the total number of combinations is I would guess maybe in the millions.
Awesome. Okay. So plenty of variety.
Yep.
Great. All right. What's going on with the web wallet conversion to HTML?
Yeah, so that actually couples with our website redesign. Obviously, we've contracted with a third party to redo our website, making a lot of nice progress there. Picked out the typography and the color scheme and the look and feel. And so now we've been able to pass that off to one of the community members, actually, who is helping us to redo this. And had a couple of discussions today about it, but it's looking like it's making good progress.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be nice to have a little update to that, and yeah, I think they'll be eagerly welcomed.
Yep. Yep.
All right, what's going on with the website redesign?
Yep. So I think we're looking at end of December for the relaunch, and hopefully, I think maybe next week we'll be able to share some thoughts with the community, get some feedback perhaps on what people think about the version 2. But it's looking really nice. Vendor is quite easy to work with and creative, and it gives a nice human touch to the project. I think
Yeah,
not
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
so she's never done a crypto site before, which I think is kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
We're certainly getting some inspiration from some other good quality crypto sites, but she's bringing her own extra flair, which I think is great because it'll make our site a bit unique and hopefully stand out in a new way. So yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
is exciting.
Yeah, and
All
I think
right, yeah, go
it
ahead.
shows that we're also like we're investing in the project, right? I mean, we're spending real money on all of these things. So
Oh yeah, no
6 or 7
doubt,
in, we're still going strong here. So
absolutely. Okay, all right, Yip mining pool integration. About
yeah,
how far out do you think we're at?
I was testing compiling it on my machine last night. There was a couple of errors. The guy who's working on this, I think, is maybe plus 12 hours to me or something like that. So I'll probably connect with him again in a couple of hours. But he has it working against the test pool. The guy who referred me, this programmer, is the operator of the Expitron exchange, which is the other exchange that we're on aside from SafeTrade, and he um, he is working with the Expitron guy cause he also runs a pool, and so he's working against his pool to get it to work. He had it working last night. I wasn't able to compile it. There's some include dependencies, Windows sockets or something like that. It was an
Mhm.
issue. So we're just working through a little bit of technical details, but um, he says he has it working. So any day, one or two more days, we're very very close.
And that is going to work with uh, the dynamic algorithm, meaning it can be changed without a hard fork. That's all going to be built right into this and
Yeah.
functional for anybody running a GIMP pool.
Yep, that was a lot of what the Stratum programming was about
Mm,
because we have this non-hard fork
it's
update.
it's it's basically a first
I think
that
so.
this
I
is.
don't know
Yeah,
anybody who publishes
right,
algorithm on the chain, but yeah.
right.
So
Yeah,
each time the miner wants to do a piece of work, it has to request the algorithm before it can do it, and because the pool now has to do that and then pass it to the miner. So he had
mm,
to do. Yes, he did do all that work.
that's great.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know if the coin or the pool that they are testing this out on first has AutoCoin? Are you familiar with that feature?
I'm not. I haven't used any tools other than dark fiber
Okay.
or Raven.
Um, okay. Well, basically, what it is you can go mine at a pool, and regardless of which algo or coin you're mining, it'll have you mine whatever's most profitable automatically, and then it'll pay you out in one currency of your choosing. So you can pretty much like mine anything and then just get paid in
Hmm.
BTC. Um, it'll be it'll be I think a good thing to uh, see that get out in the wild a bit and bring in some kind of the revenue miners. And I think that'll just kind of help with liquidity uh,
Yeah,
and volume. Yeah,
for sure. So his website is called Let's Hash.it. Let's hash it, right? Uh, and
nice.
I don't see that he has an auto selection. It looks like you kind of have to pick the coin, and then it gives you a URL.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Well, we might look into that after we get this done and just make sure that function works on
Hmm.
other unit pools because it's a pretty good one. You know, I remember mining in the early days where for the first few weeks, I could just pick something, let it mine, take that, do whatever I want with it. And then after that was no longer particularly profitable, as
Yeah.
typically happens unless you're mining ETH. Uh, I'd have to go find the next thing I wanted to mine. And it just started to become this royal pain. Like it was becoming a job trying to keep up. And then not too long after there, I wasn't just doing this once every week or two. I was doing it every day.
Right. Right.
And having this, ability to just have your miner automatically mine whatever's the most profitable, and get paid out in the thing you actually want to keep is very convenient and a huge time saver.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah. Once we have this, I mean, I'm gonna obviously the Expatron guy is gonna put it on his right away.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Ed from Dark Fiber was, obviously has many of his community members have come over to us because I was active in Dark Fiber Discord for several months before I even conceived of the coin, and so a lot of those people came over and knew me. So wonderful. I know that Ed will be willing to put it on his. I figure we'll let it run for a week or two, just make sure everything's cool, and then we just go crazy, right? We try to find, go on to the miner stats stream and all those places, and just start reaching out to everybody.
Yeah, if it's on a YIMP pool that has that auto switching capability, and Dynamo's one of the more profitable things to mine, it's automatically going to get mined. Fair amount.
And that'll get our name out there,
So. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, trading markets.
I think what were we talking about trading markets? What is this?
Maybe reading that, I'm wondering the same thing. I didn't write this, but I'm thinking maybe it's just what's been happening as far as volume and things like that.
Yeah, this was authored during for our board meeting for yesterday, and it was when Safe Trade was down, and there was some concern that maybe it was a bug or something like that. Right.
Right. No, but it looks like it's just an upgrade that's taking more time than they anticipated.
Yeah. Well, I lost your I lost your screen share.
Oh, I will fix that.
So look, I mean, Safe Trade's been around for 3-4 years. Very nice guys, actually, and I know one of them personally. It's definitely not a scam, but I think what the point was here that many community members were concerned. Maybe some of the people who were newer to the coin and they didn't know that Safe Trade was legit. And so what we're talking about was, look, we got to get on a couple more exchanges just to have a backup, liquidity. So yeah.
Right.
We are actively pursuing other exchanges.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And then I guess as far as this list is concerned, we can wrap it up with the comedy game and NFTs for that. What do we have on that?
So I have a meeting with a former Saturday Night Live cast member next Wednesday of next week. He's a personal friend and a friend of one of the board members, longtime friend, and he is interested in getting into NFTs. Obviously, stand-up comedy is nowhere near what it was, a year ago or two or whatever, and so these guys are looking for additional revenue streams. We're contemplating a few different things. One is maybe we just do something where he records 20 minutes of jokes, we cut them all up, we make them into cards, and you sell his jokes, right? You can buy a card that has a video of him telling this joke, and you own the rights to that joke, and you can do whatever you want with it, including resell it, put it on YouTube and monetize it, whatever you want to do. So that's one interesting potential use case. We're also thinking about trying to gamify it somehow, so that if I have 3 different cards or performers in my hand, and then there's 3 other performers that somebody else has, and I can play a joke, right? And I can then have perhaps a live audience that responds to that. And based on the live participation audience, one player wins over the other based on however they played the jokes in sequence or whatever else. Still kind of nascent on that idea. I did run it by my my partner who's working on cryptodes, and he hated the idea actually. So I need to rethink it. But what it reminded me of was that I remember if you this thing called Cash App, where like once a day you would go on and there would be 10 questions, and like you would answer one of them as quickly as possible, and then certain people would advance to the next round, and at the end you would get $500,000 or something like that.
Wow. So you're
Yeah,
competing with real people in real time, basically, through this app.
that's what Cash App was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was thinking the same kind of thing. I mean, you're not going to be able to have constant PvP battles with an audience, but perhaps once a day or once a week, something like that, we actually get a live audience. The audience gets coins for participating. The players win coins based on some pot. The artists get a downstream for everybody who wins with their joke. And then we wrap it all with some advertising, right? There's maybe some cool use cases. People get free comedy, that kind of, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential in this area, and nobody's really gotten into it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool because it's just like fun. It's just jokes. Like you're not killing anybody or defeating.
Right.
So
maybe heckling.
Yeah.
Maybe heckling. Harmless heckling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's excellent on all those updates. I think next we were thinking of doing a couple little demonstrations.
Yep.
We might start with a little run through on the Discord wallet, and maybe you could show us a little of that functionality to start.
Flip up my camera here. And let's go like that.
Do you want me to stop my screen?
I think I can turn it off.
You got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we have actually two bots. The first bot, which is in production, is this Mmo Bot, and it wraps some functionality of the web wallet. So you can only DM it just for security purposes. I mean, you can DM it, or you can talk to it in a group chat, but it will reject everything that you say. So if you type something like make wallet, right? This is the ability to create a wallet. I already have a wallet, so it's gonna complain, but basically you're gonna type some password that's used to secure your wallet, and then it will make a wallet for you. I already have a wallet. The wallet is tied to your Discord user ID. So it's basically all the security around this would be your Discord login, plus then whatever password you assign to the wallet when you do it.
Where's the key get stored? Is that what you're about to explain?
Yep. So the key feature of this is that it is a non-custodial wallet still, right? Even though the private key is not in Discord, obviously Discord has no storage. I've come up with this thing which sort of sounds idiosyncratic, but it's actually, I think, quite revolutionary. It's a non-custodial hosted wallet, and how that works is the private key, the master private key, which derives the addresses, is stored encrypted in a database on our server, in this case the MMO server, but the database doesn't have the password. So it's all just encrypted there with whatever password you use to create your wallet. And every time you want to do something with the wallet that requires access to the master private key, which is mostly sending coins basically, you have to type your password. So if I say send, right? I want to send some Dynamo, you see it's going to ask me for my password. And so then that's going to get transmitted off to the server. The server's going to quote unquote open the vault using my password, grab the master private key, perform the transaction, sign it, send it off to the network, and then it's going to forget about my password again. So I always control it. If for some reason I feel like I'm not safe, I can just do a recovery. There's a get my keys, right? I forget what the password is on this thing, but I can get my. Let me see, it's
so when it.
Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So there's
so you get the 12 word or whatever it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if you feel uncomfortable and you want to record that somewhere else and then move it to the web wallet or some other wallet, you can always recover your seed. So it's completely in your control. It's not like Coinbase, where Coinbase is holding the funds on your behalf, right? This is completely non-custodial.
Yeah, it's your own address.
Totally your own address. Yep. So
excellent.
It's as easy as make wallet, and then you can get your balance. Oops. Oh, I have 12.6 Dynamo. Please don't steal it. I'm testing with that.
How many trees did you cut down in the text MMO to get that?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
100,000.
Right.
So, and I believe the plan is we're just going to only have this on the Dynamo Discord channel, right? This isn't going to exist anywhere else.
Yes. So
yeah. Okay.
No, there's a lot of infrastructure that's required behind all of this, and so if we were going to allow other Discords to support this wallet, that would be very difficult. Like they would have to work with us to whitelist IPs and copy server. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not
right.
Yeah. Plus, we want people to come to our Discord, right? Like
exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. Well, then let's transition from this over to a little demonstration of the text MMO, which uses this Discord wallet, or it can anyway.
Yep.
Right.
So,
yeah. Okay.
So when you want to play, you must first create a wallet, and then you can roll a character. You can add some kind of whatever into this entropy. I already have.
Do you have a name for it yet for the game?
I don't. That's a good point.
Okay. No, that's okay. Maybe next week we'll have a name for it. We'll update everyone with a name. Okay. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. So when you roll a character, if you're a fresh player, you can create one free character, and then subsequent characters would cost you 10 Dynamo or 10 Wrap Dynamo. I have also built the ability to spend BEP20 tokens via the API. So the non-custodial hosted wallet can also create a Binance Smart Chain address and the keys and send and receive tokens as well. So it's both mainnet Dynamo and Wrap Dynamo that this API supports.
That's cool.
I've already claimed my free character, so when you claim your character, it'll roll one for you. It'll give you some statistics, and then you can play. And so if I play MMO, and I think it's important to realize that this is a persistent world live server. So if I'm not in the game, the world is still progressing. It's just like any other MMO. It doesn't go down, right? This is truly multiplayer. So if other people are doing things in the game while I'm doing it, I'm going to see what they're doing, and it gives the ability for people to say play together in a group, do joint quests or give trade in game, all those kinds of MMO.
Can you change your name, or how does that work?
So I'm a big fan of pre-generated names from a compliance and safety standpoint, because you go into all these games and you see hack together words that are racial slurs or
Right.
sexual references, all these kind of, just sort of unwholesome things. So
grade school names.
yeah, just stupid stuff. And so I'm a big proponent of assign a random thing, and then if people want to customize their name, charge a fee to review it, right? And don't submit a stupid name because you're gonna, not. And so paying the fee sort of creates the barrier with people who are serious about playing, and it compensates someone for having to read all these stupid names and decide if it's something that's stupid or not, So that's probably what I'll do with this as well.
Okay.
Pay to Dynamo to change your name, and then it will go into a request queue. If it gets approved, you change your name. Right.
That's a great idea.
So if I click the button, because I'm using a lot of the interactive elements that are now available in Discord, all these button kind of things, which is kind of cool. I'm in the town square, and I can do these different actions. There are / commands that are still available, like I can get my inventory. I don't know if I have any inventory on this character. Oh, I do. So I've got things. Yeah, I can get my statistics. So this is kind of my player character sheet, like Dungeons and Dragons, right? I can.
So right there, what's the highest values you can achieve? Is it like 100 or?
These are the standard 3d6. So the initial roll is 3 to 18 with a on a very standard kind of bell curve, average of 11 or 12 or whatever it is, and it just randomly creates it to start.
Okay.
And then my thought is, and the experience points already work, so you get experience for killing monsters, for crafting, for gathering resources. I'm going to add quests to it, and as you level up, you get more hit points and probably some skill points will implement. So if you want to be a better blacksmith, you can put it. I like the whole Skyrim skill point sort of thing, that Far Cry 4 paradigm as well, where you can kind of craft your own character with secondary skill points. So we'll do that kind of thing. And then at level 5, I'm going to make it so that you can choose a class path. Like you can be magic user or fighter or thief or whatever. We'll have some kind of branching there where you can start to specialize. So let me do that. So I can say go. I think right. So now I have in-game merchants created. So this is a oak merchant, if you will. And basically you can buy or sell for gold, and all the in-game gold is accumulated based on doing things with the merchants. And I think, let me just see where I have a tree here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. So we have this resource gathering point. So it's like mining or chopping wood or gathering herbs or all the different sort of standard MMO tropes around resource gathering. So I've heard
these oaks grow like pine trees.
Yeah, they just keep coming down. But you can't spam it. There's a cooldown. There's basically the chopping or doing a mining, doing a resource gathering is essentially like a loot table. So there's a percentage chance drop for X number of different things. I didn't get anything that time. But if I do get something, let's just see. I didn't find anything. All right, whatever.
Is there a cap on how many oak trees you can have in your inventory before you have to sell them?
Yeah, inventory is not currently capped. I know there's actually people who have like hundreds. People have been kind of abused. I think some bot. Yeah, there might be some people botting this. I don't know. Which is kind of it's kind of flattering that somebody would spend the time to bot my text MMO, but there isn't currently. But one of the mechanics that I'm thinking about, look, all these microtransaction type of games, which this is, basically they create the problem and then you pay to solve it, right? So the problem will be limitation on weight or number of items or something like that. and then the solution will be, you can buy a magic bag that holds something, or you can buy player housing, or you can stuff it in a chest, or something like that. But we'll limit the number of things that people can carry, and then they can pay gold to solve the problem by buying some special item that lets them carry more.
Yeah.
But the really interesting mechanic of this is, let me just look at my statistics again. Is that I have 697 gold, which I earned from just trading. Right, during my testing, I traded a bunch of stuff and sold it to the merchants. I can sell that gold, right? And so if I go and sell 500 of my gold, I am going to get 0.005 Dynamo for that, which is about half a cent at our current exchange rate. But because my Discord wallet is associated to my Discord account and my MMO player, I'm able to make this back-end connection and actually turn my virtual gold into real money, frankly, right? So this is a play to earn game.
Yeah, so that association is already done automatically. You don't have to do anything to make that association, right, between the game and the wallet.
Correct. It's all based on your Discord user ID. That's the thing that's tying those things together.
Awesome.
Yep. And so this same mechanic will be used for Cryptodes, for Isle of Trials, all the other kind of play to earn things. The user IDs will be different because obviously Cryptodes is not going to be played on Discord, but whatever your wallet is, that'll all be tied together so that you just say, hey, sell my stuff, and you cash out and it goes straight to your BEP20 wallet or your Dynamo mainnet wallet.
Is there a way to trade or purchase things with other real players?
Yeah, so part of what I was thinking about putting here was if I've there's a little bit of crafting tree in here where if you get like wood and ore and then you smelt some ingots, eventually you can make a sword, right? You can't equip a sword yet, so it's not useful, but the idea is that yes, players would be able to set up their own things, have an auction house where you can spend the time to make that thing, and then somebody else can go buy it either for Dynamo or for gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What if you wanted to hire somebody to do something like take care of that goblin? Could you just ask somebody to do that and give them a little bit of gold? Or
yeah, I think player to player trading is definitely something I want to support. Right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, nice little walkthrough there. That's exciting.
Yep. Yeah, I think the idea is to let me switch back here to show people that we can really create nope, I did it again. I'm gonna turn off my OBS stream. Technology.
OBS is always helping.
Yeah. The idea was that we could demonstrate some interesting technology that's actually play to earn. It was a low bar because it's all text, right? So that's pretty simple. But all of the foundational elements are there. So that was the point of that, and I think it worked out well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, unless you can think of anything else, I think this about wraps this one up.
Yep.
This was a nice, good, lengthy update.
Yep. We'll have a lot of Cryptodes. The Cryptodes website will be launched the next time we talk, so we'll be able to show that. Hopefully, we'll have some NFTs sold, and it'll be good.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right. Well, till next time then.
Cool.
More fun tomorrow.
Yep. All right. See ya.